Good morning, dear students. Let's continue what we had seen in the last video. We are learning about Euler's theorem and corollary 1 that we finished, and we are going to see now corollary 2 and corollary 3 for Euler's theorem. So just a recap for a few minutes. I will tell you what was Euler's theorem and the corollary 1, and in short I will tell you and we will go for corollary 2. So what it was saying, say if I have given function z is my given function. So if z is homogeneous, the Euler's theorem and the corollary was for homogeneous. So what it was saying, if z is homogeneous, then x dabba z by dabba x plus y dabba z by dabba y is n into z. What is n? Z is homogeneous of degree n, and z is function of x and y. Those who haven't seen, please see the previous video. There we wrote the Euler's theorem says x dabba z by dabba x plus y dabba z by dabba y is nz, and the corollary 1 that we saw is again if z is homogeneous of degree n, then x square dabba 2z by dabba x square plus 2xy dabba 2z by dabba y square plus y square dabba 2z by dabba y square. This is n into n minus 1 into z. I'm sorry, it is dabba x dabba y. This we have seen in the previous video. Please refer it and then you can watch this. These are linked one. Now there we found out this expression for some problems, and I tell you one thing over there, like if I give you, let's again simple example, z is x square plus y square, and if I ask you first expression or if I ask you second expression, I told you just remember both this expression. The moment you see these two expression, first thing we are going to prove the given z is homogeneous, and if it is homogeneous, directly we have this is equal to n into z, this is n into n minus 1 into z. Now the question is, if it is not homogeneous, we had example something of this type. Let's have sin of x plus y. Now this entire function is again not homogeneous, because when you replace x and y by tx and ty, we are getting t square common here but not here. What was homogeneous function? Please recollect it. Homogeneous, I told you, z is ty, that is t raised to n into z. We have to get some t raised to n common. Here it's not possible. This is not homogeneous. And still I am telling you, we want to find out these two expressions. What we will do, what we had done in the last video, we wrote this as v plus w, or you may say u plus v, whatever, means this is one function which itself is homogeneous. This is another function which itself is homogeneous, and the first expression, that is x dabba z by dabba x plus y dabba z by dabba y, will be x dabba u by dabba x plus y dabba u by dabba y plus x dabba v by dabba x plus y dabba v by dabba y. And because this is homogeneous, we have this expression for u will be n into u, and this will be some m into v. N is degree of u, m is say degree of v. We have seen this in the previous video, and similarly this expression for z will be the same for u plus same for v. And that was our Euler's theorem for this and the corollary which we applied in our previous lecture. Means, first case again I am telling you, we found out these two expression. First, when z is homogeneous, that's the first thing we are going to check. Secondly, if z is not homogeneous, suppose z is not homogeneous, we will see, can I write z as u plus v or maybe u plus v plus w. How is that? This individually each is homogeneous, and you can apply Euler's theorem or corollary to each of this, and we can get the required expression. Now we will see the function is not homogeneous, neither it is written as sum of homogeneous function. Let's have some example. If I give you z is Sine inverse of x square plus y square upon, say, x minus y. You can check easily, it is not homogeneous. Means when you replace this by tx ty, numerator we have t square common, denominator we have t common, so we are getting sine inverse of t into this, that t cannot be taken out. So this function is not homogeneous, means neither this case nor it is written as sum of homogeneous function. So neither this case nor this case, but still our question is find x dabba z by dabba x plus y dabba z by dabba y, and even our question is find out this second expressions. We want to find these two, but z is neither homogeneous nor it is written as sum of two homogeneous functions, and let's see what to do in such cases. And so for that I will give you now corollary 2 and corollary 3 to Euler's theorem. So let's see what it is. I will state it first, then I will explain you, and then we will solve the problem. So first let us have corollary 2. It says if u is a function of x and y, z is homogeneous function of x and y, and z equal to f of u, then x dabba u by dabba x plus y dabba u by dabba y equal to n into fu upon f dash u. See, I am going to tell you, rather I want to tell you both these things together, so you can compare them. They are similar, you can apply them easily. I will explain you this. Let me write corollary 3. What it says, this part is saying that if u is function of x and y, that is given to us, z is homogeneous function of x and y, of course of degree n, here also of degree n, and z is f of u. Then again the second expression, x square dabba 2u by dabba x square plus 2xy dabba 2u by dabba x dabba y plus y square dabba 2u by dabba y square. This is equal to gu into g dash u minus 1, where our gu is n into fu upon f dash u. Okay, you may find this bit complicated, but it's not at all. Pay attention, once you get this, you will get this immediately. So first let's see what is the statement. See properly now. We are asked to find x dabba u by dabba x into y dabba u by dabba y. Again and again I am telling you, the moment you see this, our immediate step is we are going to prove, we are going to try to prove u is homogeneous. If you get u is homogeneous, directly we are going to get this is equal to n into u. We have seen in previous lecture, and in the beginning of the lecture again I discussed it, that this expression will be n into u, but provided u is homogeneous. Now see the statement properly. We are given u is function of x and y, nowhere it's given u is homogeneous, and we want to find out this. What next is given? Z is some other function of x and y which is homogeneous, and we have z equal to f of u. Then this expression is equal to n into fu upon f dash u. Means in short, what I will tell you, we want to find this expression for u, and for this we need u should be homogeneous, but u is not homogeneous. What we are doing? We have z is homogeneous and u is related to z. What way u is related to z? We have z equal to f of u. Means the property which we want for u, for the function u, that is homogeneous, that property is not there with u. U is not homogeneous with any function. The property which we want to have for u is not with u. What we are doing? U doesn't have that property, fine. But some other function z that has that property and u is related to z. U doesn't have the property, but z has the property, and some or other way u is related to z. So because u is related to z, we will borrow the property from z for u and we will use it. Let's see how it works. So again remember, here we are finding the same expression where u is not homogeneous. Now let's see how it works. Let's have example. Say u is sine inverse of x plus y upon say x square plus y square. Now you all can see u is not homogeneous. So when you say it is not homogeneous, neither it is sum of two homogeneous functions, you are going to think of the corollary 2 and 3. Now please pay attention properly. U is not homogeneous, but you can observe it. U is not homogeneous because of this sign inverse. This sign inverse is troubling us, and the term which troubles us, remove it. How will I remove it? Don't wipe out. How will I remove it? Since u is sine inverse of this gives me sine of u is x plus y upon x square plus y square, and you can say this is homogeneous. Still our u is not homogeneous, our sine u is homogeneous. So I will have, let z is sine u, means that is my f of u. The relation between z and u, what way they are related? Z is f of u. So this sine u, I will call it as f of u. Now what we have? Z is sine u and z is also x plus y upon x square plus y square. Now this you can do quickly, very well, everyone can do it. Z is homogeneous. I don't think I have to show you that. When you take here t common, here it is t, here you are going to get t square, so we have 1 upon t, means we have z is homogeneous of degree -1. So see the entire scenario. We are given u. See the situation. We are given u. But how is u? U is not homogeneous, and still we need to find out this expression. So what we have done? What we have done? We defined some z. How is that z? Z is related to u. We have z is sine u, that I will call as f of u, means our z is this and that z is homogeneous, whatever is the degree. Means again I am telling you, this sine inverse, because of this it is not homogeneous. Move it, remove it, bring it here. Whatever we get here, call this as z, means I am getting z is sine u, this I will call as fu, and z is sine u means z is this. So z is homogeneous of degree -1, means we have created the entire situation whatever is required. Though u is not homogeneous, we have found out z which is homogeneous of degree -1, and we also have z is f of u. What is our f of u here? Sine u. So everything is fulfilled, and so I have, by this corollary 2, whatever we wanted to find out, x w by w x plus y w by w y, this is n into fu upon f dash u. N means degree of z, which is -1. And what is our f of u? So everything I wrote here again. N is -1, f of u is sine u. So it is n into fu upon f dash u, derivative of sine u is cos u, and we are getting this as minus tan u. So by using corollary 2, we have found out the same expression for u, where u is not homogeneous, and exactly same way now again this expression, the same logic. U is not homogeneous, but there is some z which is homogeneous, and that is related to u by z equal to fu. In this case, now this expression is gu into g dash u minus 1. What is gu? N into fu upon f dash u, which we already found out, minus tan u. And so now if I use corollary 3, this expression x square dabba to u by dabba x square plus 2xy dabba to u by dabba x dabba y plus y square dabba to u by dabba y square, that is gu. What is our gu? Minus tan u into j dash u minus 1 is derivative of tan u. What is the derivative of tan theta? Derivative of tan x is sec square x. So it is minus sec square u, j dash u minus 1. You can simplify further and you will get even this expression. So this was Euler's corollary 3. So whatever we have done, I will just summarize this lecture and previous lecture. Both are to find the two expressions x w by x plus y w by y, and other one x square w to u by x square plus 2xy w to u by x y plus y square w to u by y square. So entire thing we can summarize as, just see, I will write here simply, say my expression 1, I will call expression 1 as x w by x plus y w by y, and I will call expression 2 as x square dabba to u by x square plus 2xy dabba to u by x dabba y plus y square dabba to u by y square. And the Euler's theorem and the three corollaries will summarize in one table. Listen now. First thing, the moment you see expression 1 or expression 2, you have to check whether the function is homogeneous or not. So first I will have given u, I'll just write it here, check it's homogeneous or not, and we will have here two options. First I will say yes, means u is homogeneous. When u is homogeneous, I will have here for expression 1 use Euler's theorem, and when you are finding expression 2, you have to use corollary 1. I hope you all are getting me. This expression by Euler's theorem, this is n into u, and this expression by corollary 1 is n into n minus n into u, provided u is homogeneous. Now if u is not homogeneous, see, it is not homogeneous, then what we do in this case? In this case again, for expression 1, what we use is Euler's theorem corollary 2, and for the expression 2 we use corollary 3. For this case, especially both these cases, what we have to do? We have to search for some z such that z is homogeneous, though u is not homogeneous. We are going to find z such that it is homogeneous function of xy of degree n, and we are going to find some relation between z and u, which is z equal to f of u, and we can use this corollary 2 and 3. So that's it about this Euler's theorem and corollaries for homogeneous functions. So I think we'll stop here for this homogeneous. The next video, very small chapter, but it is application of application of partial differentiation, how to use it to find maxima and minima, that we will see. We have already learned how to find it for a function of one variable. Now we will see how to find it for function of two variables. So goodbye till then, and thank you very much.